Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Kalinita Desi with student ID 2024-42040 from Information System Class A. Today I will present my project on database management system. We are going to talk about a very cool feature in MySQL called triggers. In a real world business like a retail store, things happen fast. When someone buys a product, many things must happen at once, like the sale is recorded, the stock is reduced, and a history log is created. Doing this manually is risky. You might forget to update the stock. That's why we use triggers to automate everything. I've built a database called db_penjualan to demonstrate this. Okay, let's look at this. I created 3 tables with specific relationship. First, I create table product. This is our master data. Notice stock and harga columns. I use decimal 12 for the price to ensure financial precisions. Never use plain integers for money. And next, I have table transaction. This is where the daily sales go. It's linked to the product table using a foreign key. This is crucial for referential integrity, meaning we cannot sell a product that doesn't exist in our master list. And the last is table log_stock. This is our audit trail. It uses an enum type for the type column, which is only allows masuk or keluar. This prevents typos in our logs. I also inserted some sample data like blue pens, notebooks, and erasers. Now our system is ready to work. And now let's look at the first triggers. Is sebelum insert transaksi. This runs before the data is saved. Why before? Because we want to fix or calculate the data first. First, look at the delimiter $. We change the delimiter from a semicolon to $signs so MySQL doesn't get confused by the multiply statement inside the trigger. Next, the if statement. I add the safety check. If the user forget to input a date, the trigger says no problem, I will use now. And the next is the logic of new.total. This is the smartest part. Using a subquery, the trigger fetches the price from the product table and multiplies it by new.kty. The keyword new refers to the data we are currently trying to insert. This ensures the total price is always 100% correct based on the latest price list. Next is the setelah insert transaksi trigger. This runs after the sale is officially recorded. Task 1 is the update statement. It automatically finds the product ID we just sold and performs a math operations. This is a real-time inventory management. Task 2 is the logging. It doesn't just change the stock, it leaves a footprint. It inserts a record into log_stock. Why is this important? Imagine if a month later you wonder why you only have 5 pen left, and you can just check the log_stock and see every single transaction that caused the stock to drop. This is what professional developers call traceability. Okay, now let's analyze the results after we run the testing command. This is where we see the magic happens. Okay, when we look at the transaction table, we will see one new row. The ID_transaksi is automatically filled because of auto_increment. And the next is the tanggal transaksi is not empty anymore. It shows the exact time I click run. And the next is the total column is automatically 15,000. Where did this come from? Our trigger calculated if 5 units of quantity multiplied by the price of blue pen blue, which is 3,000. It's okay, 3,000. Okay, the next is let's check the product table. This is the most important part. Before the transaction, our pulpen blue ID number 1 had 100 items in stock, and after the transaction the stock automatically changed to 95. We didn't write any update comment manually. The after insert trigger did it for us instantly. This prevents us from selling items that are actually out of the stock. Okay, the last is let's see the log underscore stock table. A new record appear here. It says ID product 1, quantity 5, type keluar, and the description say transaksi penjualan. This is our receipts or history. If we have 1,000 transactions, this table will help us track every single movement of our goods. Okay, the conclusion is using triggers makes our database smart and proactive instead of passive. It ensures our data is consistent, reduce the workload for the application developer, and provides a clear history of every movement. I think that's all for my presentation. I hope this explanation was clear and helpful. Thank you, and I'm so sorry if there's so many mistakes. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.